We are live.
Yay.
It'll probably pop up in like a couple of seconds. It's always that 10-second delay. There it
Okay.
is. Welcome, everyone.
Okay, I'm just going to close this. Hello. Welcome to our Wednesday evening investor chat. I am Dr. Marsha. Did you guys hear that feedback?
No, I don't hear the feedback.
Okay, I mean it's real soft, but I can still hear it.
I wonder if it's when I move. No.
Mm-mm. It's when I'm
Okay.
talking, I can hear it. I'm just
Okay.
going to ignore it. So how was your day?
My day was well. How was everyone else's day? Yes, tell us where you're watching from.
Yeah, no, we hear the
Yes, we're going to be talking about investor style and how you can find out about your investor style.
And not only that, why is knowing your investor style so important as an investor?
It's very important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And while we're talking about there, hi, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
When we're talking about the investor style, I'm also going to tell you about my style as an investor and how your investor style kind of switches up. It doesn't stay. It does not necessarily stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's get started.
Yes. So, first question. What is an investor style?
Okay, so let me give you first start off as an example. And this is for the ladies in the group. Are you the type of person who can't leave the house without having your Versace bag or your Gucci shoes or your red bottom shoes? Or are you the type of person that is more comfortable in a pair of blue jeans and some clogs or those Crocs whose stock is crazy rising? Do you consider yourself, when we talk about going on vacation, is your style of a vacation, hi, Wanda, more or less going to the beach and laying out on the beach? Or are you more adventuresome and want to go hiking in the mountains? That's a part of your personality. And just like what I talked about, giving you examples, investing is also part of your personality. And your investing style is also part of your personality. And at Bookworm, we like to think of your investing style in a very simple way, very not complex, but very simple. And so when we talk about knowing your investing style, it is important because your investing style is going to translate into the type of portfolio that you're going to build. So let's look at the 3 types of investing styles. As an investor, you can be an aggressive investor. You can be a much more conservative investor, or you can kind of be in between in what we call a moderate investor. So what do we mean by an aggressive investor? Well, when we talk about investing styles, we like to talk about risk. It's first thing. What's your risk tolerance. And when I talk about risk, I'm talking about the possibility of losing your money. You will be surprised that there are people out there that have a high risk tolerance. In other words, they are okay with investing in a risky type of company because they know that there's a possibility of higher rewards. So high risk, high rewards. So they have a high risk tolerance versus on the opposite end, a much more conservative investor is like, look, want to invest, want to make a little bit more money than what I'm getting in a savings account, but I don't want to lose too much. So they're going to, the companies that they invest in are going to be what we call less risky. And then you have that moderate person who is like in between, like, give me a little bit of risk and but not too much. So that's what we talk about when we talk about your investing style. Oh, cool. See, you always Johnny on the spot.
Because I identify with one of them, and I do flip back and forth from
Back
them.
and forth.
Yes, the three types.
Yes.
So why is it so important for us to know?
Because when you start picking companies that you want to invest in, as an aggressive investor, you'll probably look at companies that may be smaller companies that are rapidly growing companies. You're talking about, okay, this is a company that I'm looking for in the future that's going to make a lot more money. And I'm willing to take that chance and invest in that company. So these may be companies like smaller companies, just getting off the ground, especially smaller technology companies. They fit into that more aggressive type of portfolio versus a much more conservative. The conservative investor wants safety and security. So they're more likely to invest in big companies, well-established companies that have been around for a long time. A person that is more aggressive will tend to think, I'm going to make money by what we call price growth or price appreciation. So they may, invest in companies that are just getting started. The prices are low, and then they're going to make their money when that price starts going
up. Yeah.
And the much more conservative person is not interested, not so much of that, but with the companies that they will invest in. These companies you're going to get some growth in the price of the stock, but with a conservative portfolio, they're more looking at these big companies that are going to give them dividends.
Yeah.
Especially those growing dividends.
Yeah, growth stocks.
Dividend growth stocks.
Yeah, dividend growth stocks.
And the more moderate type of person, like the in-between person, might draw from companies, from aggressive and conservative. So they have more of a balanced type of portfolio, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So the other thing we look at is we talked about risk tolerance, but we also want to talk about the amount of time that you have that you're going to be investing.
Yeah, that makes a big difference because that's a part of risk tolerance. Yeah.
Well, it's another part of the aggressive because you have risk tolerance, number one, and then you have number two, your time frame or your time horizon. So a much more aggressive person, that's a person that's going to be in the market for a longer period of time because remember, they're looking at maybe smaller companies. So they've got to wait for that company to start growing.
Right.
So that's a more aggressive person. A person who says, look, I'm going to be pulling money out of my portfolio in a short period of time, like maybe 5 to 7 years instead of 10 to 15. They're more conservative.
Okay.
Yeah. So we look at two things. We look at the risk tolerance and we look at the time horizon. How long are you going to be in that market? Yeah.
Understood.
So yes.
So how does I almost think you want to be a modern investor. I think you were trying to get a thought out. Let you get that thought out first so I can get my thought together.
I was thinking, okay, so when I first started investing, I was very aggressive. In fact, I've been an aggressive investor since I started. It is only recently that I've taken it down a notch and become more moderate.
That's the question I had. Like, how did you get to that point of, okay, aggressive, that's what you started with, but what made you change to a moderate investor?
Age.
Time.
And time, because it's not like I have a lot of time in the market right now. When I started investing, it's like 30 years in the market. So right now I plan on actually using that money in about 5 years. And so I don't want to be aggressive. I don't want to take that chance on losing a lot of money in the market. And so now I'm switching towards more of a moderate / conservative. So that's when I talk about you can change, you can transform. Make that. I started from aggressive going down to now moderate.
Okay.
So there's a transition.
So you never were really a conservative ever? Ever?
Not until now. I was good with taking the risk because I wanted the money. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going all out. I want to invest in companies that I know are going to grow rapidly, get my money, and move on. And that was just my thought process. When I was wanting to send the kids to college when they were younger, it's like, I need to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with that.
Okay.
Up until this year, I started thinking, okay, now you're going to have to start using this money pretty soon. So let's kind of bring it down a notch. Let's start looking at these companies that will give me dividends. And because my goal now is to build a portfolio of dividend stocks so I can live off the dividends. They can start sending me a check so I can every month get a check from my portfolio. It's just dividends.
Just dividends. Yeah. Well, Wanda mentioned something really, really cool about she thinks she's a little aggressiveness, moderate with a little aggressiveness.
Yeah. And that's okay. The thing is, wait, I'm in the game late. It's okay. I want to retire in 10 years. So yes, you can be a little moderate, but lean more towards that aggressive side too. Yeah, you can do that. And that's why they call it moderate.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah. Do you guys, let's talk about you. Well, I talked about me and how I am as an investor. What about you, Nakia? Tell us about your investing style.
I am an aggressive investor, mainly because I dibble and dabble in trading, which is totally different from investing. Everyone should know that. It's a big difference. But I'm aggressive. I haven't gotten to a point of being moderate yet where there's that balance. And I think it's because of the time. And that's why I was wondering, like, where do you go when you decide when does that decision become where you're like, I know this is the type of investor I am. I know this is my personality, which I took the quiz, by the way. You guys, we'll talk about
We'll talk
it.
about that
Yeah.
later.
We'll talk about the quiz, but I took that quiz like when as the time where you switch over to another. Is there any time where you've ever met a person that seems like they're an aggressive investor and then later becomes not even moderate, but jumps right on the deep end to being conservative?
Mhm. That time factor. You're not going to be in the market long. You don't want to lose money. So
Mhm.
you make that transition to become,
Come on.
because you want your money safe.
But
And so safety is really important to you.
Mhm.
And you would recognize when, like the last 2 days, when the market has dropped,
dropped.
you see your portfolio turning red, and
Yeah.
you start thinking about, maybe I should think about being a little bit more conservative.
Yes.
Mhm.
That is
Especially when you start getting a little anxious when you see the market do what it did, and your stomach starts getting knots and you start losing sleep. It's like, then you'll know that it's time to say, you know what?
I
I
need to
need to,
switch.
yeah,
You
I
need to
need to
switch.
be making the transition here because I don't like
Mhm.
losing the money, because you when you start losing money like that, it's like, okay, so how much time am I going to need to make that money back
Mhm.
up here?
Here.
And if it's not enough and not a lot of time, that's going to make you say, let me get a little bit more conservative. Let me
Conservative.
start thinking about um, more stocks that are uh, companies that are much more well established, the blue chip stocks. So
Mhm.
yeah, you will know.
Yeah.
You will
And
know.
even within your courses and in the membership, you already teach us how important it is to understand how the stock market works.
Hmm.
And that helps you understand, your risk tolerance. And so when the stock market drops, what's helped me, like there's been a blog you wrote a while back where you were talking about how your emotions and the numbers
Hmm.
that you see, how your money and your emotions is attached.
Hmm.
And that's when I realized, okay, I am an aggressive investor because I was okay knowing that the market was going to drop because you had taught us that.
Hmm.
So as an investor, that has been great,
Right,
helpful.
because the market typically does this.
Mhm.
It rises,
It
but
was
it does like this. The
mhm,
trend of the market is up.
up.
Yeah, so if it goes down, it's going to go back up.
Mhm.
But if you are closer to retirement, you don't want
Right.
to ride that roller coaster. When you're
Yes.
younger, it's okay,
Right.
because okay, well, it's going to go back up. I'll just wait until it goes back up.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
That makes a lot more sense, especially for a conservative investor.
Mhm,
Sometimes I'm trying to wrap my mind around how a conservative investor actually invests in the stock market. So
mhm.
I understand it as aggressive because I was taught by you. So like
Yeah,
that's how I became an aggressive investor. Yeah.
mhm, because you not only think about the companies, uh, but you think about the type of
Type of
companies that you want to invest in.
mhm.
So the more aggressive person is probably going to go with the growth stocks,
Mhm.
where a much more conservative person or a moderate person may want to go to more of the income stocks or the value stocks.
Value
They're going to
stocks.
give you your dividends. And then the other thing you want to look at is the actual sectors. Now, sectors are economic sectors. There are 11 sectors and companies within the sectors. Every company is a part of one type of sector. So when I
Mhm.
talk about sectors, I'm talking about things like the healthcare sector, which has things like drug companies.
Companies.
You have the real estate sector that has companies like REITs. You have utility sector, which has companies like gas, water, electric.
Electric,
And,
you're right.
and these are really conservative companies because they don't really grow a lot,
Hmm.
but they give really nice dividends.
DNC. Let's write
And
that down.
so that's why we focus on what is your investor style. Yeah, because it's going to help you develop your stock portfolio.
Yes.
Yep.
So how does one find out their investor style? Do they just guess or?
Oh, no, 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 no. We at Bookworm want to take the guesswork out of a lot of
A lot
things.
of things.
And so what we've done is we have developed a quiz, and it is what is your investor style? A quiz. And the quiz right now, it is on our Bookworm Facebook page. And so you
And
can
it's
go
actually it's linked down below in this
oh,
video too. So you guys,
oh,
if you see
okay.
this, yeah, it's linked down below for everyone to, yes, that
Yeah.
quiz is
So
very helpful.
all you have to do is you take the quiz, and it's just 8 questions. As it gives you scenarios as to if this happens, what would you do? You just start picking your answers, but think about it first. Think about the answers that you're going to be presented with, and you pick the answers. And at the end, after you've done all of the questions, you click a button, and it will present you with your investor style. It gives you a little bit of a description of that type of investor. And you go from there, and that's going to help you when you start to develop your stock portfolio. So yes, we help you decide the type of investor that you are, and all you have to do is take the quiz.
Because it gives you little tips on how to, it gives you the information, little tips on how to invest. It does, because if you understand your investor style, then you know exactly how to, look for the right companies that work best for you in your time frame and your investor style.
Yeah, your risk tolerance and your time frame.
Time frame.
Horizon.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Dorothy. Welcome. So let me ask you this, our people in our audience. What do you think, based on what we've talked about? I know Wanda has said she's more moderate with a little lean to the aggressive side. What do you guys think about your investor style? Now, I don't think anyone has taken the quiz yet. Dorothy's driving. No, you don't do anything, Dorothy. You just drive and listen. What about you, Michelle? I know Michelle is in our investment club.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She knows quite a bit. So, just go there, take the quiz, and then find out what your investor style is at this point in your life. Because it can shift.
It will change. Yeah, it will change. I may change to moderate, but I don't know if I'll ever do conservative.
Wait and see. Wait till you get married.
Wait and see. That's what they say. You keep on living.
Keep living.
Wait, keep living.
Oh, Michelle is conservative. Okay.
Awesome. Conservative.
Now, what I do also find out, and this is just through experience with the young ladies in the investment club, is many of them are very beginner investors. And typically you will find out that a beginner investor starts off conservative simply because of the lack of the knowledge. But as they start to learn more about investing and get comfortable with investing, this is just experience. They kind of make a shift towards going more moderate. And sometimes aggressive. And this is because of the knowledge. They become more knowledgeable about the market.
Oh, now that makes more sense. Makes way more sense.
So in a year from now, Michelle, we're gonna ask you that same question. Even 6 months. 6 months from now, we'll find out if you're still conservative.
That makes so much sense now. I don't know why I didn't think that I started off conservative, but I didn't. start off conservative.
You just jump right into.
Yeah, I did. I just which that's my personality. So I know my personality. Yeah, it does help when you know, but that quiz helped me confirm it.
It confirmed it. Yeah.
It
So you
confirmed
may
it.
have an idea in your head what you
Right.
are, but when you take the quiz and get your results, it might confirm it or it might not. So
Yeah.
take the quiz,
Quiz.
ladies.
Mhm.
Yeah, just go to the Facebook
Yes.
page and yeah, take the quiz and find out. Now, the other thing I want to let you ladies know is that I'm going to be doing a webinar. Well, we're going to be
We're
doing a
going to be doing a
webinar.
webinar.
So just to kind of wrap things up, the webinar is going to be Wednesday on the 26th of this month. And we're going to be talking about investing over the age of 50. So even if you're not 50, you should come because you're going to eventually get there. But
you want to be prepared.
Yes, get you prepared. But I want to talk to specifically the ladies who are 50 and over and starting to invest or investing now. So
Yes.
put that on your calendar. It's going to be the 26th of this month. And because we're going to be doing the webinar, we're not going to do another investor chat until the 26th.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. I still want you all to, most of you all are on the email list. So you're getting all of our information with the stocks that we do, because we also do a stock of the week. And I talk about one nice company, not to invest in, but, for you to put on your watch list and start the process of analyzing a stock. I kind of get you started with stock analysis. So we're still doing the stock of the week. We send that out in the email.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure that you guys are on the Bookworm email list too. Oh, Michelle said she's going to give it 6 months before she. Oh, Wanda, you're moderate. Okay.
She could confirm that about it. I like that Michelle did say she'll give herself 6 months.
Yes.
I think she's pretty solid. She knows she's a conservative, though, from that comment. She's like, I'm open, but
yeah. So Wanda, I'm glad you went and took the quiz. Actually, that quiz is going to be going big time. We just kind of wanted to start off with a smaller group first and see how
you guys
things go and how the results come in and how you all react to the quiz. But then we're going to actually put it out there.
It does help us figure out how to help you guys as well when it comes to investing.
Okay, Wanda wants to know, please repeat the date. It is May the 26th. It is a Wednesday. We haven't set the time up, but it's probably going to be at 7 o'clock, from 7 to 8.
I'll do this.
And of course, we'll be sending you information about between now and the time that we do the webinar.
Yeah, you guys will know. But I put it on the screen just in case.
Cool. Okay. Do we have any other questions, ladies? Oh, it is 6:29. I said 6 to 6:30. I'm kind of like these investor chats. So if not, thank you for coming. We do appreciate you being here and spending time with us. You can be doing so many other things. So we appreciate you being here and taking the time. And I think that'll be it. I think that we've answered questions, and I'm kind of looking up to see if. Yep, we're good. We're good. Awesome. So we'll see you at the webinar in 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
And of course, if you have any questions that you want to ask me about, feel free to email me It is Marsha at bookworminvestmentclub.com.
Okay, I put it up
There
there.
you go.
Got you.
So we're here to help you. And yeah, just ask questions. And yeah, we want you to get to a point where you can build a portfolio and eventually make that portfolio your paycheck.
Awesome.
Okay, let's see. Is there a price for the webinar? No, the webinar is free. It's like a training.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We are going to be sharing that information very, very, very soon. Like, I'm shaking like I'm happy about this. I'm not 50 yet, but I'm close. Not that close, but close enough. I want to know. I want to be prepared.
Yep.
It's gonna be really
I
good.
got some good information for you guys.
Yes. Awesome.
Okay, so I guess that's it. Thank you for coming again, ladies. Appreciate you. And we'll see you in about 3 weeks.
Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Bye.